These are the brand new RayBan Meta Display glasses, and today we're going to go over all of the functions and features to help you decide whether you should invest in this incredible piece of technology. So I've had the RayBan Meta Display glasses for about 2 weeks now, and I absolutely love them. I had a lot of questions before buying them, and I read every article and watched every video I could find to try to get answers, but the truth is, a lot of the questions you can't really get a full answer to until you actually wear them. First things first, in order to get these glasses, you do have to go into either a Best Buy or a Lens Crafters to get sized for them. There's two different sizes of the glasses and two different colors for the glasses. Additionally, there is what's called the neural band that goes with the glasses. This actually controls the majority of function on the glasses. There are three sizes for the band, and in order to order them, you have to go in for a proper sizing for both of these. After ordering, there may be quite a wait before you can actually get them. I went into Best Buy and ordered these in mid-October and didn't get them until the beginning of November. When I ordered them, the shipping update said that they would ship by December 30th. So they gave me about a 2 to 3 month window, which kind of stressed me out because I really wanted to get them, but they came a lot faster than what was expected. And now that I've had them, I absolutely love them, and I want to go over all of the things that you should know before you buy them. The first thing you're probably wondering is, are they comfortable? Is this something you can wear throughout the day without feeling like you've got some big bulky set of glasses on? And to me, they feel great. The two different sizes gave me a really good idea of what they would feel like and getting to try them both on. This is the regular size. They do have a larger version, but these for me felt great. The Neural Band comes in three sizes. I went with size 3 that I could tighten all the way down. The 2 also fit, but for some reason I just had this gut instinct to go with the 3, which is what I did. Additionally, the glasses come with a chargeable carry case that folds down just like this. And when you're ready to charge, you simply pop it open just like that. The glasses will last about 6 to 7 hours if you use them moderately. But the charging case comes with an additional 30 hours of charging. So to be honest, as long as the case is charged, you can go the entire day with your glasses. If your glasses get down to completely dead, you can throw them in the charging case and get 50% battery in 20 minutes. The Neural Band comes with its own charger, and it tends to charge pretty quickly as well. But this seems to die a little slower than the glasses, depending on how much you use them. Now let's talk about what these things can actually do. So the number one thing that people tend to think about when they think of these glasses, and what a lot of people have asked when they see that I'm wearing them, is, can it take pictures and can it take video? And the answer is yes, it can take pictures and video, which can be controlled by either the side of the glasses or with the Neural Band. The pictures and videos are of pretty decent quality, knowing that they're coming from the glasses. The video shoots in 3K and the pictures come out pretty good quality. It's not the best camera that I've ever used between a phone or an actual standalone camera, but for what it is, the quality is actually really good. I would say when you're using them, if your lighting isn't great, the pictures and videos can come out a little off, but overall, they're great quality, knowing that they're coming from a pair of glasses. Now, once you take your pictures and videos, you can actually see them in the screen. There is a section where you can scroll back through and actually look at the pictures and videos that you just took. When you are ready to import them, you can either import them through the app directly, or whenever you put the glasses back into their charging case, they will automatically import. Additionally, you can receive and send calls through the glasses. The quality is great. You can actually hear really well, and there's times when you can completely drown out your surroundings with the volume that comes from the glasses. Speaking of calls, you can actually do FaceTime calls with these. The only thing that's kind of odd at first is that you're seeing the person in the lens, but they're seeing what you see. Once you do it a time or two, it honestly isn't as odd as you would think. The only thing I would say is if you're doing some sort of professional call where you actually need to see someone, these wouldn't be great for that. One thing to keep in mind though is this is not FaceTime like you would have on your iPhone. This is going to be more like a video conference that's done either through Instagram Messenger or through Facebook Messenger. One of the big concerns I had was text messaging. I read a lot of articles that said there is no text messaging. I spoke to the representative at Best Buy and brought up this concern. He seemed really confused. about people saying you can't text message, but the breakdown for the text messaging is there is not a dedicated iMessage portal or app like you would typically see on an iPhone. You can respond to text messages. As of right now, there are preloaded responses that you can swipe to pick, or you can dictate your message back. The thing that is not there is a message app. So you can't scroll through old messages that you've had with someone, but you can get a notification for a text message. You can open that text message and you can reply, and it will go directly to that person. So as far as the functionality for text messaging, it does work fairly well, but you're not going to get all the features that you're typically used to if you use an iPhone. Speaking of Instagram, if someone sends you an Instagram message, you can read and reply to that Instagram message. Additionally, if they send you a video or a picture, you can access that through the glasses. You can't scroll through Instagram like you're typically used to, but as far as using it like a messaging tool, it works great. The same can be said for WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. Both can become portals that you use for messaging back and forth. Personally, I don't use WhatsApp and I rarely will use Messenger, but having that function of those messaging portals plus the capability of the built-in text messenger, I haven't had any problems yet. One of the things that I really love is that you can connect your music app to the glasses. I use Spotify, and there is a Spotify connection that you can do in the Meta app. When I travel, I typically use earbuds to drown out a lot of the sound on the airplane and in the airport. And I was wondering if these could get to the same volume where I could actually drown out the sound around me when I'm listening to music or if I'm looking at apps on my phone. And actually, I was surprised that I could drown a lot of the sound out around me, including screaming children and barking dogs on the last flight I took. And it worked really well. There was only a couple of times where I could actually hear the background around me. And in those situations, I just put my earbuds in. But for about 90% of the trip that I took last, I was able to get by with just the sound coming out of the glasses. One of the coolest things that I've seen in here is the live translation and the closed captioning app. In situations where you may have a loud environment or for someone that may be hearing impaired, there is an app for closed captioning where you can face someone and the glasses will actually recognize that person speaking and it will give you a live caption or translation at the bottom of the screen. Now, what's cool about this is it also logs that conversation in the Meta app. So if you wanted to go back and actually look back through the conversation, you could. If you're using the Translate app, you can hold the phone up with the app open and you and the person you're speaking with can speak to each other back and forth through the glasses and the phone. So if they were speaking Spanish to me, I could see it translate here. I could speak English back and it would translate back to them on the screen. There is a directions and GPS app also built into the glasses. Now, this is not the best GPS app because it's made only for walking. It's not Google Maps or Apple Maps. It's Facebook or Meta's own GPS software. It's really designed for walking. You can use it when you drive. They mention in the intro of the app that it's not made for driving, and in fact, they discourage using it with driving. I've tested it with driving, and every time you change directions or you go a route that you're familiar with, the app continuously adjusts to give you walking directions. If you're driving a couple of miles, it'll tell you that you have a few hours to get to your destination, but it's because, again, it's calculating walking. Now, if you live in a city where there is a lot of walking places that you go, or if you tend to walk a lot through your day, it is extremely functional there. I've used it last time I went to Atlanta, and it gave me great walking directions to a restaurant I was looking for. But as far as driving, it's not really made for that. And honestly, it kind of throws off what you're looking at. So I can see why they say it's not really that safe. Now, as far as price goes, the glasses were listed at $8.99. And on top of that, I also got the protection for them. Now, I know that can seem like a steep price tag for something that's brand new with technology that's still being figured out. And honestly, with some of the limitations that these have. To me, these glasses were worth every penny. A lot of times when I pull my phone out to check a message or a phone call, I end up getting sucked into the phone and doing other things that I really didn't need to do. One of the reasons I got an Apple Watch was to try to help minimize this, but in all honesty, it really didn't cut down on it. However, with these, Because I'm able to respond to messages and I can get simple social media messages as well and respond to those, what I find is that I actually use my phone less. So the glasses have helped me to keep my phone out of my hand and allow me to respond to things that I normally would pull my phone out a lot faster. Now, I also understand this is a first generation of brand new technology, and to me, they're absolutely incredible. The fact that there's a screen built into these lenses that I can see with no problem, I can adjust the brightness on, I can adjust volume on, is absolutely incredible. Only twice have I ever been an early adopter for technology. This is the second. The first was when the iPhone came out with Siri. I was amazed at the idea that I could talk to my phone and it would talk back. And with these, it's amazing that there is a full color projector screen in the lens that I'm able to interact with and actually control the things that I typically do. For me, that was unbelievable. And so far, I have loved getting to use these. Additionally, one of the coolest things about this product that has really just blown my mind is the neural band. You can control these glasses entirely from your hand without people even noticing. So as of now, I can wake the glasses, I can scroll back and forth through the apps. I can also bring up the AI and talk to that. And side note, I changed the AI's voice to John Cena, which was pretty awesome. I'm John Cena! But the idea that I can control everything from the wristband is mind-blowing. The beginning of a new technology. There is some apps and some software updates that they're currently working on. One is in response to text messaging. As of now, you have to dictate all of your messages or use preloaded text responses that are built into the app. But in the beta version right now, which Mark Zuckerberg showed at the event where they released these, they're actually working on a writing technology where you can write a text message out using your hand on your lap or on a surface, and that will write the words out. It's not out yet, but we saw a demonstration of it, and I can't wait to get to try that. My final thoughts on whether you should get these or not. If you love technology and you love getting to try things out when they're brand new, absolutely I would say these are for you. If this is something you're on the fence about and you're already thinking that it might be a little too pricey for minimal tech, then you're probably right. They do have some limitations that could frustrate you, especially if you feel like you spent a lot of money on something that should be perfect. They're definitely not perfect yet. I've had to unpair and repair the glasses in the band a few times, a few glitches here and there where things would start auto reconnecting. There's been a couple of times when I've had dropped phone calls or the glasses would auto disconnect and reconnect to Bluetooth, which I had to then just turn the Bluetooth off and have a phone call without them. But for the most part, they're, I would say 90 to 95% purely functional with no issues. Now that I've had them for 2 weeks, if given the option to go back in time with the knowledge I have now and decide would I buy them again, my answer is 100% yes. What's cool to think about is if this is the first generation of this technology, I'm excited to see what the second generation is going to be like. And as an Apple nerd and an Apple fan, I'm excited to see what Apple comes out with in the next couple of years. So hopefully this answers some of your questions about the RayBan Meta display glasses. If you have any questions, comments, or if you've got the RayBan Metas and feel like I missed something that's really important, leave it in the comments below. I'll keep you guys in the loop with any new apps, app store, function improvements, etc. So if you continue to stay on the fence, perhaps it'll help you to decide whether these are for you.